while, so thought I would give it a shot. It's been it's been a while since we've done this stuff. So I thought I would make a vlog. I got about 10 minutes before my meeting with my recruiters, my recruiting team, and I thought I would just kind of like start this process of every week, go over the week, things that are working, what's not working. It's good for me to just articulate it as well and vocalize it. There was something funny that happened this morning, and it made me laugh. Thought I would share. So it is a beautiful day in Oregon. There's blizzard going on. It is snowing. It's going to be probably a snow week, and I have a feeling. And me and my fiance got up at 6 a.m. and we got up. I made coffee. We did meditation together, and she was getting ready. She actually goes, "Hope you're doing well too. I appreciate it. I appreciate the shout out there." And then I get outside and I start her car so that it warms up. It warms up, so you start the car, and then we were like scraping off the snow, and she, kiss her goodbye. She drives away, and I forget that I have her keys in my pocket because I started her car. I didn't realize, I don't know how far her car goes without the keys. I start I'm like, Jess! And I start running, and this is like early in the morning, and it's, just at the crack of dawn, and I totally slip on the ice, crash and burn. There's a construction site over there. All the guys are watching this as I'm like running in the snow after my fiance. And I think she saw me in the rearview mirror, but it took like a good, what's up, Raul? How you doing, buddy? It took me a good, I felt like I ran for like 7 minutes down the road in the snow to give her keys. We were both laughing about it, but yeah, pretty interesting. That was the way I started my morning. So walk of shame on the way back. I feel like I woke up the whole neighborhood. They were pretty, it's a fun way to start a Friday. But anyway, that was my morning. And we've just been getting in the routine, doing a whole to-do list. I got my meeting with the recruiters in about, a few different minutes. And then also, because it's December, I'm just thinking on what's 2023 going to be What's it going to be like? What is 2023 going to be like? What are the goals? What to do? So I thought I would share a few things that I'm working on right now, as well as things that I've noticed that are working. And I like to always, on a weekly basis at least, look at what is working. You got to know where you are. What's working? What's not working? Where are you at? What can I improve upon? And then, MR, I saw your note. Let me get to that in a second. But what's working right now? So I've been getting mostly into nighttime routine. So nighttime routine, I have a pretty strong morning routine. I do workout, meditation, cold exposure, host of different health protocols, cleanses. I'm pretty strong as well as to do. But nighttime routine is something I need to work on. And I've been working on a few different things. So one of those is I've been really getting into Qigong. And I don't know if anybody's ever heard of Peter Ragnar. So Peter Ragnar is this longevity expert and very old school. You're not going to find his stuff right now. Nowadays, if you go on YouTube, you see Andrew Huberman, you see all these other people who are longevity experts. This guy was like the original. And there's a guy I know. I was in Chicago last month, and we were meeting up at a business conference. One of the kind of mastermind groups I'm part of. He's one of the few people I know that's like legitimately financially free. He built a solar business that's very profitable, and he can walk away. He's got 4 kids. Very happy guy, nice guy. And he recommended me Peter Ragnar, and he recommended me this book, The Luminous Life. It's an interesting book. And this is, there you go. There's a picture of Peter Ragnar. It's a little bit spiritual. And if you look on YouTube, you can see different things. There's some good podcasts that he did. And he's not even on anymore. It's like, I think he just kind of left. And now he's like a total mountain man. And he lives in the forests. And he, does his thing. Very into energy. And it's pretty shocking that, nobody really knows his age, but it's like, he's probably in his 80s or 90s, and he has this vitality. That's pretty amazing. And a lot of the stuff that I'm reading about that he's doing is stuff that you hear now that's becoming more mainstream. So very interesting to kind of like hear from his side. But one of the things he does is Qigong. So I've been experimenting with Qigong for the last week in the morning and the evening, just like 10 minutes a session. Um, the morning one, to be honest, I don't notice a whole lot. The evening one, I definitely notice. And you do it kind of like before. It's a good thing if you have a family, maybe before you kind of interact with the family, or I like to do it at the end of the workday. And it takes 10 minutes. It's a whole series of motions, and there's enough stuff online that you can find. And I've been doing the Peter Ragnar version, and that gives me, I've been having a lot of energy at the end of the evening. Instead of feeling depleted, you feel a lot more refreshed. It makes me very like, especially when I have kids, like, oh, this will be really good to use so I can dedicate time to my family. I have my, do it in the morning, dedicate time to work, career, everything, the priorities, and at the end of the day, do this so that I can, spend time with them. So Qigong, trying that out. Another thing that he talks about is acupuncture. And I've done acupuncture before. Long story short, it's helped me more in the muscular things. When I did river rafting, I did, I did for years. And sometimes I'd have to carry the boat by myself down to the river. And some of those boats were like 200 pounds. And I was, this is like 10 years ago now, and I was definitely pretty, pretty athletic. And but I remember I kind of tweaked my back at one point, and that's kind of how I got exposed to acupuncture. In acupuncture, they put in needles into these meridian points that run through your body. And I started doing it, and I've had two very small injuries that I've had it, and then the next day I felt amazingly better. I know a lot of people use it for emotional release. I haven't really used it for emotion stuff, but I've used it for physical stuff. So you have physical things, definitely I would recommend. However, tapping, also called emotional freedom technique, tons of videos online, that deals with your emotions. And that's a protocol that I do every morning and evening as well, and I notice big benefits on that too. So maybe look at that. It's called thought field therapy, tapping, or emotional freedom technique. It's basically acupuncture without the needles. So something to consider right there. Another nighttime routine that I was checking out was magnesium, having magnesium before you go to bed. Trying that out, and that was really like, I definitely noticed a bit of a pep, not too much, but I do notice breathing through your nose while you sleep and putting your hands on your heart while you sleep gave me a lot of energy the next morning. So I know I should be doing like one of these things one at a time so I can like single them out, but I usually do them all at the same time, and then I notice the big jump. But if I kind of kept doing it, segmenting, it would take forever. So right now, nighttime routine, magnesium, doing some tapping, doing some Qigong. I do gratitude as well. And then when I go to bed, I try to breathe through my nose, as well as like hands on my heart. And hands on my heart, there's, I'm into energy. There's energy points throughout your body. The heart is a huge energy factor right there. It's a huge cluster. So your natural I don't know if I can explain this correctly, but basically, when people meditate, your body gives off a natural magnetic field. And putting them over your heart actually recharges that. And you notice that when you're just being thankful, right? I'm feeling so thankful. You can feel it in your heart. If you do meditation, a lot of people do this. So I'm saying if you try to do that at night and just see the results. Try any of those things and see the results. The easiest ones, probably Qigong that I'm testing out, and tapping. Those are like the easiest things. You can get them done in 7 minutes. And I'd love to hear if anybody gets any miraculous results of, feeling that much more pumped up in the morning. So trying that out. I still haven't done my workout, and I was just outside, which is why I have the hat on today, by the way. And I need to maybe clean up for the weekend. But yeah, those are some of the things I'm working on that I've noticed that's been working. A lot of cool stuff happening for 2023. So if you've been kind of following my story, It's been a very interesting year. I was leading a team of recruiters, about six or seven recruiters, and training them and leading that team in the tech space. And we would hire cybersecurity engineers, tech sales, whole software engineers, a whole host of things. And I actually just agreed to sign on to a new role for this up and coming startup that'll be very interesting to check out. And I'm going to be doing kind of the same thing, basically tech sales and hiring for tech sales and hiring type of like tech background. It's going to be a very interesting company. I'm not going to reveal it yet because there's a lot that still needs to be done. But I'm going to have to like create basically the whole sales funnel, marketing funnel, BD funnel, talent funnel. It'll be a big project for 2023, and I'm getting married next year, so there's a lot of stuff on the plate. We're sending out our cards, I think, for Christmas, and that's going to be like our save the dates. But yeah, we got 2023 is going to be a crazy year, man. I'm doing all this self-improvement stuff, new role and new projects, getting married, and Sarge over there, right? Yeah, there goes Sarge. I'm going to learn dog training because it was originally my fiance's dog, and she even spent a ton of money on training, but I think we should have kept up a little bit more. And it's a little bit hard because she goes to the office, I'm at home, doing remote work, and I got to learn. And I never had a dog growing up. Never did it. I had a bird. It was a crazy bird that was like vicious. He was a cockatiel that would bite people, and we found him actually. I didn't buy him, but that's a whole other story. But yeah, I'm gonna start learning dog training because I think it'll be really good to just learn. And I heard also recently in a business podcast where you need to train your mind. And when you learn dog training, it's kind of funny enough similar. Doing dog training actually teaches you also on how to train your own mind, right? How do you associate with different things? Pain, pleasure, reward system, effort, things like that. So we're going to be training Sergeant a little bit more. He's a really good dog. He's just territorial. So I feel bad if the mailman came by. But yeah, that's some of the things I'm working on. A lot of great stuff happening. Again, last minute takeaways. Try out different things for your nighttime routine. Again, I mentioned Qigong, tapping, breathing just through your nose, deep breathing, and we talked about Wim Hof before. Hands over your heart, magnesium. I guess the last thing, an acupuncture point to kind of consider that he talked about in one particular podcast, Peter Ragnar, I should say, in one particular podcast was stomach 36 acupuncture point. He gave this whole thing, and the acupuncture point, this is kind of weird, it's on your knee. It's on your knee. Like if you look at your knee right here, and if I put your hand on your knee and it's right over here on the outside of your knee, apparently that's supposed to be a huge longevity point. So that's called stomach 36. You can look up other videos on the exact location. But as part of my tapping routine, I'm going to try that out and tap on that area. And he swears that it's good for your digestion, it's good for longevity. Does it work? I have no idea, but it takes 5 seconds. And he says it could potentially double the lifespan of a lot of your cells. And I'm like, well, why not then? If it's a 5-second investment every day, I don't mind doing that. So yeah, that's about it. And I got to run to my next meeting. So hope everyone has a great, happy Friday and a great weekend. I'm actually going possibly snowboarding, and I'm going to go check out that new Santa Claus movie that's supposed to be like an action pack. So it's date night tonight. So hope everybody does well and have a great day. Cheers.